And now I'm going to introduce our next guest, and I'm going to get her straight on. Let's give her a warm up. Look, there's the logo number one, and there is logo. Well, not a logo. That is so cute. That's unbelievably cute. Sarah Turner, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. How are you, Sarah Turner?
Yes, it is afternoon, isn't it? Gosh, today's gone so fast already.
I
I'm very
know.
well, thank you.
Thank you for coming on the Midday Show. Lovely to talk to you. And I remember when we were talking off air, you saying you wanted to talk about an underused or undernoticed resource, I think was the word you used, wasn't it? Have I got that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Was it resource? But before we do that, I'm learning things all the time today. And I've had a little look on your website, and I didn't know there was a thing. You have become a member, according to your website, of the prestigious worshipful company of wool men and
That is
women.
correct.
I didn't even know there was a company, let alone a prestigious one, of wool men. So tell us about that. What's the history? Where does it come from?
Well, it's over 800 years old. It's one of the oldest livery companies in the city of London, and it used to regulate the wool trade.
Right.
So, and the
So
reason how
it's a regulatory body, essentially.
well, it's a livery company now, so a lot of it is ceremonial, but a lot of the members are involved in wool. And the reason why I became a member was because I won their Innovation in Wool Award in 2019. So,
Very nice. How did you do that? What did you do to win that?
so it was a bit like a Dragon's Den style pitch, and in fact, applications close for it at the end of this month. So if anyone out there is working with wool and wants to apply, then they are welcome to. And it's all about championing different uses of wool, essentially, and British wool, ideally as well. So my business, Little Bow Sheep, uses British wool. We're a British wool licensee, and we hand make laundry and body care from our workshop in Ilkley.
Right. That's really, really cool. Why do you say it's under? I get the feeling from what you said, if it's a bit not ignored. That's not quite the right word, but not used as much as it could, not championed as much as it should be. I think that's the best way I've got to putting it. Is that
Yes,
right?
basically, it's a
Tell me
huge
more.
resource that we have in this country. We produce millions of kilos every year, and much of it isn't worth as much as it used to be. Like in the early days of like our livery companies, like wool was, hugely important. It built all our cathedrals and things like that. The speaker in the House of Lords still sits on a wool sack. It was so important to building our country. Yet now it barely covers the cost of shearing, just what they get back for the fleece. Yet we're surrounded by lots of synthetic fibres and plastic-based alternatives. And I
And
believe
that's the
British wool
reason, is it?
deserves.
Synthetic fibres and the plastics have kind of.
Yeah, it has taken over a lot. And it's been positioned as being a lot easier to look after and things like that. Wool's got a bit of a bad reputation for being, scratchy, difficult to look after, only for the winter. Whereas in fact, I think we should be championing its properties, which is the fact that it's natural, renewable, because the sheep grows a new fleece every year. It's biodegradable. It's actually temperature regulating, so it's breathable, and it's great for both wearing and for bedding. Naturally odor resistant, durable, and all of those things. And it's something we grow here. And if we were to use it more, not just for like the obvious things, then we'd be supporting our British farmers.
And it'll be better for the environment, I'm sure, as well, because anything
Yes.
we could do to remove plastics and the overdependence on plastics, I would imagine, is not going to be a bad thing, is it?
No, absolutely not. So,
No.
in our small way, with our little soaps and our laundry balls, like you showed it at the beginning, like we're using it in a small way, but it's a different way to get people thinking about the wool again. Oh, thank you. That's a better picture.
No, they're so cute. They really are. And these are all handmade.
Yes, we handmade them all, and we use the right wool from the right breed of sheep and make them look like the breed of sheep that the wool has come from as well.
Oh,
Apart from the
whoa,
little
stop there.
sheep.
That's brilliant. So wait a minute. What's the right wool? How do you know
Well,
what? So, all right, tell me about the different kinds of wool. Which is the right wool? You've got me
well, we
curious.
Well, we have one of the most diverse amounts of breeds in this country. So when I started researching making these laundry boards, it was because I was using plastic spiky ones, which were really noisy because we were in a small flat at the time. And I was trying to reduce my guilt. So when I went to the wool shop that we had down the road here in Yorkshire, there was all the different breeds in front of me, and they're all different colours. They're natural. They're not dyed. That's the natural colour of the sheep. So the one in the basket at the back, this Swaledale one, that is Swaledale wool. That's what you see on the moors, Yorkshire moors. And then, yeah, I made the face to look like that actual breed. And then it became a bit of a thing, like I was getting requests on Facebook and things like that. So
I imagine you would do, because it's kind of quirky in the best way. But what a lovely way to reintroduce the idea, because people love novelty and a bit quirky, don't they? This one, he looks like Shaun the Sheep from Wallace and Gromit.
well, we do actually now have an official collaboration with Shaun the Sheep, official license set.
Fantastic.
So we do a full range of Shaun.
So you're collaborating with Aardman Productions?
Yes, yeah.
That's brilliant. I love Aardman. They're fantastic.
So you can get a Shaun soap, laundry balls, and we also have the linen spray and the little fragrance, because you can fragrance these balls in your dryer and then it diffuses.
What's my ignorance? What's a laundry ball?
Well, they go in your tumble dryer where they bounce around, they separate the clothes, the air circulates, they naturally soften as they tumble. And if you fragrance them, it also diffuses that scent through your laundry, so you get nicer smelling clothes.
Ask a question, get an answer.
And so with the Shaun range, we have the Meadow Flowers fragrance, which is inspired by the flowers on Mossy Bottom Farm where he lives.
Brilliant. There's about a million questions I could ask you. You clearly know your wool. So how many different types of wool are there? How many could you choose from?
Well, there are a lot. And the more you look into it, the more different breeds that there are. And we do special ones where we will choose a breed and then shine a spotlight on that, because we're a supporter of the Rare Breed Survival Trust as well, which is the charity that looks after all our native breeds of livestock, not just sheep, but obviously that's what we focus on. So some of the rarest ones are like the long wools, which are like got really tight curly wool.
I'm always fascinated when I see sheep being sheared. I don't know why.
It's amazing.
It reminds me of Sunday night TV when I was little. It's programs like It Shouldn't Happen to a Vet and things like that. You know, I'm sitting there. It's almost like a childhood memory for me. But they produce. Okay, here's a question: how many of those? If I were to take the average size sheep and shear it, how many laundry balls would I get out of that?
Quite a few, yeah. So you get about 3 kilos off a sheep, but then you have to scour it, which removes all the dirt, debris, and that's where you get the lanolin off of it. And then I need it sort of combing on top of that. So you lose about half in the scouring and then another percentage in the combing, depending on the breed. Like the coarser, the more you lose. So basically, each pack of 3 is at least 120 grams of wool. So you can work it back up.
And it is quite the process. Take me through that process again, from shearing to shelf, if I may.
So so it gets sheared. It then has to go through the scouring process, and then it gets brushed and combed into.
Because it's very rough. I mean, I remember when I've touched a sheep for whatever reason, but it's a very tough.
Yeah,
coat.
and it's greasy as well.
Yeah.
Like, so that's like the lanolin kind of keeps the sheep dry. It's like a protective coating on the wool. So you have to get all of that off, all the dirt, all the kind of extra, any if they've been sprayed or organic.
And how long does that process take? Just the essential cleaning, I suppose.
Well, it gets done on quite a big scale. So because we're a British Wool licensee, so all the wool, we use the wool that comes, it gets sold at auction by British Wool and then goes to one of the scourers. Now there's only a few scourers left, but there is one in Bradford. So a lot of it goes through there. And then, we buy it.
So there are a few traditional old school.
Yeah, and it's all based in
around
and around Yorkshire. Yeah, yeah. So this is what we want to protect, because we don't want to lose any more of our industry either. So it's
No, is it
important that
is
we
it is
use
it
it.
only in Yorkshire, or is it in other parts of the
It's not
country too?
only in Yorkshire, but I mean, that's kind of
It's going to be in
where,
quite rural parts, though, isn't it? It's not going to be. You wouldn't find it in a city, would you?
well, Bradford, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
But like and Huddersfield, there's little pockets all over the place, but a
Interesting.
lot of it was always historically centred in Yorkshire, which is where it remains.
Yeah,
So
it's the
I'm in the right
birthplace.
place. So
Yeah. Whereabouts in Yorkshire are you? What town?
Ilkley.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah.
So we have the sheep on the moor up here. So
Do you? Oh, it sounds. You're one of those people. It's just so lovely to talk to because you just clearly just love what you do, and it's almost like what you were put on earth to do, kind of thing. Uh,
yeah.
and
Well,
it's so nice to see someone so knowledgeable about it, and conservation and all that sort of thing, and it's really really good. So first the cleaning, which is done on quite a big scale in some traditional places, and then what?
then it needs kind of brushing, so all the fibres end up the same direction, and that's the state that we can use it in once that's happened.
And that's
And
done
then
on a machine, obviously. It must
that
be.
is done at large scale as well.
Yeah.
And then we use traditional felting techniques.
I'm sorry,
So
traditional what?
felting. So
Felting. Okay.
the faces are all needle felted on to the balls. I haven't got a needle, but they are just like a barbed needle that you use, and you're stabbing it in. It's quite therapeutic to do. And what you're doing is effectively fusing the fibres to themselves. So it's like sewing with its own base. Like, so as you're pushing it in, it pulls the fibres back, and then that's what fuses it
So it's
to the rest.
therapeutic. It can stress relief, can it?
It's very, very therapeutic.
Like a
Yeah.
sheep voodoo
So
doll.
exactly that. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
All right.
keeps me busy.
Yeah. So that, and then it's ready for the more refined parts and converting it into the products, or is there another step?
Yes. Then we do. Yeah. Then it comes to us and we make the products.
And
And we
how long does it
work
take to
with.
hand make a? Sorry, after you.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say we work with people that have their own sheep as well. If we can get enough volume to put through the machines as well, and then to make them ranges that are unique to them based on their own sheep.
That's brilliant. And how long does it take to make one of those balls if you were going to do that? You said it's handmade.
It does depend who's doing it. Like I was doing some workshops at the Great Yorkshire
All right.
Show
How long does it
last
take you to
week.
make one of those?
I can do it. I can do a face in about 10 minutes.
That's pretty good.
But like there were, yeah, you can take as long as you want. People were designing their own balls, like I said at the workshops I was doing the other week, but some of them did take a lot longer than that.
They must be quite fun workshops to teach, actually. I mean,
You've got
what
all sorts.
what a workshop to go to. I mean, so what did you do today? Wow.
Well, and someone did that. What's it like a Haaland one? Like the football player. That
Did
was
they?
big, lots of yellow hair.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So you
Very
can
good.
like the limits your imagination. You don't have to do sheep. So
No.
anyway,
I love that you've got a collaboration with Aardman Productions because I thought they were brilliant ever since Wallace and Gromit. Because
yeah,
Sean came along a bit later, didn't he? He wasn't in the first one.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah, Sean the
it was.
Sheep came along.
My
Yeah.
children did watch it, so
Did they?
yeah.
Yeah. No, brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. We got a comment on. Let me just see. Oh God, we have regular comedians on here. Please forgive these fools. When you use the sheep laundry balls, does that mean you have to ram your clothes in? I can only apologise for him. Sorry, we got
Well, you
a bunch
shouldn't
of
overload your drum. That's all I can say.
absolutely right. Yeah, and if you ram in too many clothes, it's on you, and that'll teach you for making bad puns. So if people would like to check you out, it's www.littlebowsheep.com.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hmm?
I was going to say, and we're always doing different things to promote British wool. So one year at the Yorkshire Show, we did a fashion show actually on the shearing stage in between shearing things. As a woman, I've driven my sheep over London Bridge, and I've also done a TEDx on the topic of wool. And then this autumn, we are launching our 90-day wool habit. So if people want to find out more about that, there is some information on the blog. And my intention is to wear the same British wool dress for 90 days, starting on the 1st of October.
Wow. Okay. Driving sheep over London Bridge.
Yeah, it's
How
an
was that?
ancient right of the freemen
No,
of the City of
I know
London.
it's got a real. I think there's some one of those. When I Google for just for radio topics, old laws that are still on the books, and you find these really silly laws, like it's illegal to have an ice cream cone in your back pocket in some parts of America. And that actually did make sense when I was explaining why. But there's something to do with driving sheep over a bridge on a certain day or something. I can't
It
remember.
was to get the sheep to market, basically. So you weren't taxed if you did that, if you were a freeman. That was like a benefit.
And how many sheep did you drive over London Bridge?
Well, in my group, I think there was 8, and they do them in little sections all day long to get as many people to do it as possible.
But I can imagine that must be like trying to herd cats. How do you
Well,
keep 8 sheep under
yeah,
control?
you have it. You do have, someone experienced in there with you as well.
Of course.
But the whole thing is quite a spectacle. It lasts all day long, and it includes like a livery fair and all kinds of things. So it's an event to come down to see. It's the largest outdoor event in the city after the Lord Mayor's show,
Yeah.
and it's always on the last Sunday of September.
Brilliant. Well, I wish you well with absolutely everything you do. It sounds like an awful lot of fun, and I feel I've learned something in the last 15 minutes talking to you. It's a lot that I didn't know before. One more quick look at the picture, because I love that picture. That is very, very nice. And that one as well. And that's the logo. Little Bow Sheep, and it's littlebowsheep.com, and all the details of what you're doing to promote wool and all the fun activities and where people can learn more. And indeed, have a look at your product line and maybe spend a few pennies and get some for themselves. It's all on littlebowsheep.com. Fair to say?
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. No, it's been lovely talking to you, Sarah. If you ping me your email address, I'll send you this footage later on. So if you want to use it for any shameless marketing purposes as seen on the Midday show, as I said to our last guest, milk it for all it's worth, or share it for all it's worth, maybe.
Well, yes, I think I should. Thank you very much. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Lovely talking to you, Sarah. Good afternoon.